Hey folks, Jang here from ultimaterc.com with another hot topic that relates to the Stampede 4x4 and Slash 4x4. The big question is, what wheel and tire selections do you have for these two vehicles, or for either one, when you want to run large sized tires, something sort of monster truck like? The reason that I'm putting these two together is that they're basically the exact same vehicle underneath. Stampede just happens to have a shorter chassis, and it comes with different wheels and tires stock and a different body, of course. But basically the front end, the rear end of each vehicle is the exact same thing and has the exact same limitations, and you can put the exact same wheels or tires on either one. So first of all, a lot of the questions that I get related to this topic are just, hey Jang, what wheels and tires did you use on Project Chimera A? That's my now defunct Slash 4x4 based all-terrain sort of monster truck vehicle. The answers to that question, there's multiple of them, but you can find those on the project page at ultimaterc.com. It's all written up. It's been there for months, so if you want those answers, just go there. But more generally, when it comes to choosing wheels and tires, there are some very specific limitations that you have because of the front hubs on these vehicles. The steering, basically the outermost components of the suspension, the hub carrier, or rather the steering knuckle, and also the caster block is a rather large unit for these four-wheel drive vehicles, and so you need a lot more clearance inside of the wheel in order to be able to steer it all. In the case of the Stampede 4x4 stock, and this truck here actually has the Stampede 4x4 wheels and tires on it right now. The Traxxas gives you the 2.8-inch wheels, which are a larger diameter than the standard for this size. The standard for a 1/10 scale truck would be a 2.2-inch wheel. The 2.8-inch wheels are going to be larger inside, and it's just going to give you enough room to fit over that front hub. I'm going to go ahead and give you a closer look. So this here is the front of the Slash 4x4 in this case, and I've got a Stampede 4x4 wheel and tire on it. It's going to be the exact same assembly. When I take this off, this is just a rolling chassis right now, but it's going to show you everything you need to see. There is the assembly that I mentioned. That's relatively large and bulky, and what happens with a standard sized old 2.2-inch wheel is that there's just not enough space in there. When I put the wheel on, it binds up. I've got rubbing going against the bottom here of the upright, the caster block. Also on the back side of it, you're not going to see it from this view, but on the back side of it, I've got just complete rubbing against the end of the steering knuckle, and it's not even on all the way. This wheel is not on all the way. Would not be able to fit a nut over that, and that's even with wider front hexes. These are the Stampede two-wheel drive front hexes. So this is just not working. If you want to use 2.2-inch standard 1/10 scale truck wheels, there's only one commonly available choice that I found that will work, that is a direct fit for the Slash 4x4 and the Stampede 4x4. These are both RPM revolvers, made by the company called RPM, and revolver is just the name of this particular pattern or design of wheel that they came out with. This is a standard one. This one is the one that will work. It is the wide crawler wheel. It's the 2.2-inch RPM revolver crawler wheel in wide format. They've called it wide wheelbase before, but that's actually a misnomer. Wheelbase is the distance between the front and rear axles. It's a wide track. It's actually going to widen the vehicle out. The way that it does that is that if you look carefully here, you can see that the hex of the wide crawler wheel is very close to the inside edge of the wheel itself. It's actually pushing itself farther away from the center line of the chassis compared to this standard one over here, which is made for just regular stadium truck, like a electric rustler. Here, that hex is much farther in. It's much deeper. So this is what's called a more offset wheel, and because it's so far offset, and the adapter is so close to the edge, you're actually able to fit that over the hub now. You can see that right here. Just slips right over, and as soon as I get that to, there it goes. And that's it. That's as far as it goes in. You can see there's absolutely no binding there. Works perfectly well, and you actually have a little bit of room to spare behind there because it's just sticking out so far. So with the RPM wide crawler wheels, you can fit a 2.2 inch tire onto a Slash 4x4. The exact same thing is going to happen with the Stampede 4x4. Once you have a standard 2.2 inch wheel size, there's a wide variety of tires that are available. Anything from something small like this, which is a Dirt Works tire, which is a small stadium truck sized tire, going on up to a Proline Masher 2000, which is going to be larger by comparison. Just line those up here like so. Going all the way up to what Chimera A used for a tire. These are Hot Bodies Rovers, but these are just 2.2 inch crawler tires. So that is much larger. So you see you have quite a wide range of tire sizes available, and many different treads available. And any of these will fit on those wheels on either the Slash 4x4 or the Stampede 4x4. It all just comes down to what tread pattern that you want, what's most appropriate for the surface that you're going to be driving on. Now, there's one other option for easily getting larger wheels and tires onto the Slash 4x4, or getting aftermarket tires onto the Stampede 4x4, and that would be to use 2.8 inch wheels. These are the original tires and wheels that I used on Chimera A. These are Proline Wabash wheels. Wabash was just the name of, again, the pattern or the design of them. These are 2.8 inch wheels. If you're familiar with the Stampede 4x4 or even the two-wheel drive Stampede, it comes with 2.8 inch wheels also. However, they have a different, obviously a different tire on them, but they also use a different style of attaching the tire to the wheel. So Traxxas tires will only fit on Traxxas wheels. If you want to run an aftermarket tire, you're going to need to run an aftermarket wheel. Traxxas did an exclusive thing with theirs. Now, these Wabash style wheels are not available anymore, but Proline does still have wheels called the Torque design, which only comes in chrome, unfortunately, but you can strip the chrome off. I've got a video that I've had up for quite a while talking about how to strip the chrome off of wheels. But Torque wheels, they're called Series 30. Proline calls them Series 30, which is just their own little trademark name for a 2.8 inch wheel. It's close enough to 3 inches, so that's why they call it 3.0 or 30. The Proline 2.8 inch wheels, or the Series 30 wheels, will fit on either the Stampede 4x4 or the Slash 4x4. Because the 2.8 inch wheels, whether you look at something from a Rustler or from a Stampede, they have just so much room inside there that they fit all the way over the hubs, and there's no issue of binding in that case. Preferably you want to use the ones that are made for the front of an electric Stampede, because those have a little bit more offset to them compared to the rears, and then they will actually widen your truck out a little bit, which is comparable to what the Stampede 4x4 has stock. When you're running on a Slash, these will just widen it out farther, which gives you more stability and you'll have less chance of rolling over. The only The only thing that's unfortunate about using 2.8 inch or Proline 30 series wheels is that you're limited on tire selection. Losi has I believe a couple of different options that they did for their high roller truck, which also uses 3-inch wheels. Other than that, you're stuck to what Proline offers up, which they have, I believe it was a dirt hog, not such a great design, and then they have Badlands 3.0 or Series 30 Badlands, and those are the most commonly used ones. It's easy to just go to the Proline site and order up the Torque Series 30 wheels with some Badlands, and then you're done. And that's a nice aggressive tread. It's useful on multiple different surfaces, and then you're done. Other than that, you've got those couple options from Losi, and beyond that, you're going to be looking at doing some custom things. Like on Chimera A, originally actually stretched some 2.2 inch tires over the wheels, but there are very few 2.2 inch tires that you can fit on 2.8 inch wheels without a whole lot of customization. So that's that. You're down to just a couple of choices, a couple of easy choices with the RPM crawler wide wheels. They have to be the wide ones if you want to go with 2.2, and then you've got plenty of options for different tires that you can use. Otherwise, you're going to go with a 2.8 inch wheel, similar to what Traxxas gives you to start with, and then you can use the ones that come from Proline, and then you have a few options for what tires to put on. So I hope that answers that question pretty thoroughly for either of these vehicles. If you want to put the big monster truck wheels and tires on a Slash, or if you want to change out the wheels and tires on your Stampede. The only last thing with the Slash is that, of course, if you use the extra large wheels and tires, you're going to probably need to raise up the body and or cut out the fenders quite a bit in order to make room, because these bigger wheels and tires are really going to rub a lot, especially up front when you're steering. So be prepared to do a bunch of trimming for that. Or if you prefer, you can just take off your Slash 4x4 body completely and replace it with an Emax body. Just use different lengths of body posts. It's very simple to just unscrew the body posts and put on some Duratrax straight posts, trim them wherever you need them, drill your new holes for your body pins, and then you're done. Hope that was useful for you. If you see this question asked and it's not getting a fast answer, please link folks to this video, and hopefully you'll get the word out a little bit better so that folks who want to make these changes will be able to and will know exactly what's needed. Thank you for watching. Hope this was useful for you, and I hope to see you on the friendly forums at ultimaterc.com. Bye for now.